Brian! Brian! Yo, Brian!
Oh, sorry, they're noise canceling. You ready? Hey, this is Brian from Worldwide Stereo coming to you from our showroom in Montgomeryville, PA to share with you my experience with the new Sony WH-1000XM5 noise canceling headphones. You might be wondering, how does this model compare to the XM4s and the XM3s? Is the XM5 worth the upgrade, or what did Sony change between the models? Stay tuned and I'll answer those questions and more. Sony's XM4s have been on the top of a lot of best of ANC Bluetooth headphones lists, including our own Best Headphones Gear Guide, which I'll link below in the description. I got to test them both out and I put them through their paces. In this video, I'll tell you why the XM5s are an upgrade from the XM4s by reviewing some key differences between the two, and I'll share why the XM5s are about to make their way to the top of the 2022 lists. I found there are 5 important differences between the XM4s and the XM5s. Carrying cases, their style, their battery life, their active noise cancellation, and their sound quality. I'll also slide in some of those little extras you get when you perform an in-depth assessment after hours of using them. Now, before I get too far into the video, if you like our content and what I have to say, please like and subscribe to Worldwide Stereo's YouTube channel and hit that notification bell to stay up to date. Let's get into what changes and improvements Sony's made jumping from the XM4s to the XM5s. We'll start with some of the small things and move to the bigger differences. Sony has changed the unboxing experience by shifting the flashy bespoke packaging of the XM4s for eco-friendly packaging made from post-consumer materials for the XM5s. I appreciate that because I want more of my money to go to the end product, not the box that I'm going to recycle. And it's nice to see Sony being more environmentally conscious. Let's look at the carrying cases. So the XM4s have a small and compact case. It comes with a storage area for cables and accessories. The XM5s, a slightly larger case, but there's a case within a case, much like the Mark Levinson number 5909s we recently reviewed. The XM3s and the XM4s come with a USB-C to USB-A for charging, an 1/8" analog audio cable, and a good old-fashioned airplane adapter. The XM5s come with the same cables as the XM4s, but no airplane adapter. With the XM4 case, there's a graphic inside of the XM4s and how the touch sensors work when you need a little refresher. The XM5's case within a case is a great spot for portable headphone amplifiers like the iFi Go Blue or an Audio Quest Dragonfly Cobalt. Interestingly enough, the XM4s will fit in the XM5's case, but don't try to fit the XM5s into the XM4's case. If you're looking for a smaller size and are concerned about the footprint they'll take up in your travel bag, you may be swayed towards the XM4s. If something like that doesn't matter, like it doesn't to me, you'll lean towards the XM5s. Let's look at the style differences. The XM4s have a hinge design so they pack away smaller. The XM5s have a lay flat design. Because of the hinge design, there's less room for the soft foam at the top of the band here. It's not my favorite design because when I try to put the case, I never get it right the first time. So the lay down flat design is something I prefer, not just for storage, but for when I take them off and pop them on my desk. As you can see here, Sony expanded the XM5 soft material at the top of the band to go down further. You'll also see that the band itself is thinner. I feel that these are the factors that make the XM5s more comfortable to wear for a long period of time. This is the benefit of not continuing the hinge design. So the XM5s weigh slightly less than the XM4s. The XM4s and the XM5s both have a USB-C connection for charging. Unfortunately, they're just for charging and you can't use them as a straight digital connection to your phone or computer. I was really hoping they did. There's an 1/8" analog input that you can use to connect a standard headphone connector. I'll use this feature probably more than you will to connect it to an external headphone amplifier. I have a handful that I like to play with, and I found that with an external amp, they play louder, it adds tighter bass and clearer vocals. Fun fact, I found while testing the XM4s and the XM5's analog input that they will maintain the active noise cancellation, which other ANC headphones disable when you plug in directly. That's a big selling point for me because that is a feature I've wanted in a lot of other headphones I own. Like I said, that's in both the XM4s and XM5s. The XM4s and the XM5s have a touch-sensitive control on the right ear cup. Swipe up or down to adjust volume or back and forth to switch between tracks. Double tap and you can play or pause a song as well as answer a phone call. If you cup the right side, it will actually lower the volume of what you're playing and engage the external microphones so you can hear someone or something without having to take your headphones off. Sony has improved the touch reaction with the XM5s, which if you've read some reviews on the XM4s, that has been a point of contention. The XM4s weren't bad, they just weren't perfect. It looks like Sony listened and adjusted it for the next generation. So let's talk about battery life. The XM4's continuous music playback is rated at a max of 30 hours with noise canceling on and a max of 38 hours with noise canceling off. The XM5s are a max of 30 hours with noise canceling on and a max of 40 hours with noise canceling off. You can also use their adaptive active noise canceling to adjust the level of noise canceling based on your environment, which can help you extend battery life. With the XM5s, Sony's offered a new battery figure, and that's for continuous communication time, which means if you're using these headphones for virtual meetings, phone calls, Zoom meetings, you get the drill. The XM5s have a max of 24 hours with noise canceling on or a max of 32 hours with noise canceling off. Not a specification that mattered when the XM4s were designed before their release in 2020, but obviously they're adjusting expectations based on new use cases. New to the XM5s is a quick 3-minute charge, which will get you an emergency 3 hours. A 10-minute charge of the XM4s got you 5 hours. If you want to check how much charge you have remaining, there are a couple ways to find out. A quick press of the power button will summon the Sony voice to tell you your current battery capacity, or you can look in the Sony headphone app. Let's get to the big one, active noise cancellation. The XM4s have 2 sensors on each ear cup, and the XM5s have 4 sensors on each ear cup. The more microphones means there is more environmental data Sony can extrapolate to help increase performance. There's a significant difference and improvement from the XM4s to the XM5s, and you will notice it immediately if you have both to test against. Come try it out while you can at either of our showrooms. The XM4s to me sound like there's a slight whirring with the noise canceling, like I can hear it trying to cancel the noise around me when there's no music playing. The XM5s reduce the outside sounds even more, and it does a lot of heavy lifting to help you ignore the outside world. Yes, the ANC does help music play better and calls sound clearer, but sometimes you just want to erase the noise in your environment. The XM5s win in this category, but I'm not surprised because they take a lead in everything I've brought up so far. The proof is in the pudding, and you can hear the difference or not hear it when it comes to ANC. The XM5s sound the best. Yeah, it's a different driver assembly. They made some improvements from the XM4s to the XM5s, and if you have a keen enough ear, you will hear them. It's not a dramatic difference in sound quality, but it's there. I think it's just enough to choose the XM5s over the XM4s, especially with everything else I've already talked about. Now, let's look at some of the similarities and differences between the XM5s, XM4s, and XM3s. The XM4s and the XM5s have an alphabet's worth of profiles and codecs between them, so you won't be missing out, as you can see. The 2 most important parts of the tech specs between them will be that the XM5s have jumped to the Bluetooth 5.2 standard, and both are offering the LDAC audio format. All 3 models have support of LDAC, which is a new audio technology from Sony that can transmit 24-bit 96 kHz audio, which allows you to enjoy high-definition audio via Bluetooth, compared to the standard SBC connection, which will down-res the audio to less than CD quality. If you have the new Sony Digital Walkman, that technology is built in, but if you have an iPhone like me, it's not. I applaud Sony for making sure it's available in a wide range of other devices, which you can find on the LDAC microsite if you're interested. There's a link in the description below. Here's some other great features the XM4s and the XM5 share that the XM3s didn't have. The speak to chat function. Both the XM4s and the XM5s will pause the track you're listening to when it picks up your voice. They will engage the ambient sound mode, which will use the ANC microphones to let the outside world in, so you don't need to remove your headphones to speak to someone. The XM4s can be set for 15, 30, 60 seconds, while the XM5s cut it shorter to 5, 15, or 30 seconds. It's a really handy feature because it automates the process for you and lets you do less. While testing it, I found it was not something for me because I can't help but sing along. I was surprised at how often the feature kicked in as I provided backup vocals for when I got a case of the uh-ohs. If you don't want to use this feature, don't worry, it's disabled by default and you have to turn it on in the app. But you could use the other audio interrupt features that Sony has on both the XM4s and the XM5s. They have a capacitor sensor that knows when you take the headphones off, which will pause your music, and it will restart when you put them back on. And remember, they all have the cupping feature that reduces the volume and turns on the ambient sound mode. This has gotten better in each release from the 3 to the 4 to the 5. Sony has given you a lot of options when you're interrupted, but make sure you can jump right back into whatever you are doing. Another cool feature is that you can split the XM4s and the XM5s between two devices. So if you want to jam out to some music from your computer and be able to pick up a call from your phone, you can. The only caveat is you'll have to disable LDAC to do so because of the higher bandwidth needed to go to two devices, which doesn't matter much to an iPhone user like me because you're only getting AAC connection anyway. If you're a fan of NFC One Touch, I have some bad news. The XM5s do not include this feature, whereas the XM4s and the XM3s do. If you really want to get the most out of Sony's headphones, you need to download the Sony headphone app. You can scan the QR code over here for the iOS link and over here for the Android link. With the 5 things I mentioned earlier, I hope you can see why the choice to evolve to the XM5s from the XM4s is a good choice. I love headphones. They're one of the many things I collect. I collect them like people collect shoes, bags, or any other accessories. They're a utility, they're a luxury, they're both. Personally, I'm always on the search for the next one for my collection, and the Sony XM5s have easily made my short list of purchases. The XM5s are going to take the crown from the XM4s for the best Bluetooth ANC headphones, and they're worth the price. The improvements made to the ANC are clearly an evolution from the XM4s, as well as all the other enhancements I discussed. It's an easy choice for me, and I hope I made it an easy choice for you. I'm not shortchanging the XM4s because they're still great headphones, and if you can't afford to make the jump in the price difference, you're still getting a killer deal. Thank you for joining me for a review of the Sony WH-1000XM5 headphones. You can learn more about this online at worldwidestereo.com, or if you're in the area, you can stop by our showrooms in Ardmore or Montgomeryville, PA. We offer 60-day returns, free shipping on all orders, and we're authorized dealers for everything we sell. If you have any feedback or questions, leave them in the comment section below, or you can call or email us at any time. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. This is Brian from Worldwide Stereo. Thanks for tuning in.